So what's up, YouTube? Today is Adrian's birthday. Stop! He being childish. Today is Adrian's birthday. And it's one more minute until his death day. Because, you know, he died the day after his birthday. So, basically, today is the 18th, and in 1 minute it'll be the 19th. And I felt like this was the month, the day, and basically the year that my life flipped before my eyes. So, in this video, I will tell you how I felt throughout my brother's death for the whole year. I will tell you everything I went through throughout the whole year, the good and the bad. I will tell you everything because when I lost my brother, I thought I lost myself. I thought I lost a lot when I lost my brother. So, happy birthday, Adrian. I love you so much. I've cried, and like now that I celebrated your birthday today, and now it's 12 o'clock. So, it's the next day. It's now October 19th, and today is a celebration of life, as they call it. When we celebrate the day you died. And it's crazy how you died like a couple of hours after your birthday. But this video is going to be very, very emotional. Just give me a heads up. I'm going to try my best to hold it in like I'm doing now, because it really, really hurts to talk about this. But I promised myself that I will let it go, because I prayed for a new beginning, and God brought me all the way through to this day, and my new beginning has started. It has started, but today my pain and my suffering and all that's going to end today, because this is the day that my pain and my suffering began, October the 19th. And it's like I said, it's 12 o'clock in the morning, so I'm not going to do the video right now. I just left my brother's birthday party. He turned 24 today, so happy 24th birthday, Adrian. We was lit. We was so lit for you. You would be so happy. I know you seen it in heaven. I know you was in heaven like, hey. But just stay tuned. And tomorrow morning, I'm going to tell you guys everything. And when I tell you guys everything, I'm going to tell y'all everything that I've been through, because people look at me and think that I have the most perfect life, and I don't. But I have a blessed life. That's how I'm going to put it. Nobody's life is perfect. Everybody goes through stuff. It's just the way I carry myself. I don't show a lot of my pain because I just don't like the attention. So I'd rather hurt inside and keep it to myself than to let people see my pain, because I don't like people feeling bad for me, if you understand what I'm saying. But I'm not going to try to make this video too long. A maximum of like 20 minutes, hopefully. But the story is, I'm gonna tell you everything, and just stay tuned. And thank you for watching. Thank you for all the subscribers. Make sure you keep subscribing to me and DeAndre's channel, Porsha and Dre White. We love everybody, and we thank y'all. And I will see y'all in the morning for my new beginning. That's what I'm gonna name this video. My new beginning. I'm gonna name it From Pain and Suffering to a New Beginning. That's what I'm naming it. from pain and suffering to a new beginning. R.I.P. A Dog. You know, I'm gonna represent for life. Period. What is up, y'all? It's your girl, Porsha Jordan. And y'all already know, I know y'all probably thought that under that wig, I had like a nice little braid down, but no, this is what I be having under my wigs. My hair, just put my hair in a ponytail and braid it back in a little plait. But anyways, so today is October 19th, and I told y'all that I would tell you guys how my life has been for the past year of my brother dying. So today makes it an official year that Adrian has been dead. It's been hard, but we got through it. So let's give a drink up to get into it, because it's been tough, but we're here. So I'm gonna start. This is basically gonna be a story time. It's gonna be a testimony. It's gonna be encouragement for some. Emotional. It's gonna be a lot. It's gonna be a lot of stuff. So let's just go ahead and get right into it. And okay. So it started like this. Whew. My stomach is like boiling. I don't know why. But this video is going to help me get through all my emotions and all my pain and my hurt. I said that I would let it go. I would tell the story, and I would let it go. I would tell my story of how I got through my brother's death, and hopefully I can help somebody else that's like going through depression and stuff, because I didn't know how real depression was until I went through depression myself. And will I wish it on anybody? No, never. Because what I had to go through, I wouldn't want nobody to go through ever in their life. And it's not a thing that like I was going through something because somebody put me through something. I was going through something because I was so depressed, and things were just happening that I did not expect to happen. I did not want to happen. But yeah. So anyways, grab your popcorn, grab your drinks and stuff, because this is about to be a story. All right, so let's get right into it. Okay, guys. So October the 18th of 2019, because we're in 2020 right now. So October the 18th of 2019 is when I felt that whole day I felt weird. That was actually my brother's birthday. That was Adrian's birthday. Me and my husband, which was my boyfriend in 2019, which is my husband now, we went out to dinner that day. We went out to eat that day, and it was Adrian's birthday. And mind you, my brother was supposed to have a party, but he ended up canceling it. But he ended up having it, but we're going to get to it though. He was supposed to have a party, but I was just going to stop past. But me personally, my brothers do wild stuff. I don't do like wild stuff like they do. Like I don't drink, I don't smoke, so I don't be around it. But I don't mind being around it. But because I don't do it, I don't be around it that often. So, and plus the stuff my brothers do, I don't do. So, my brother said he ended up canceling his party, because where he wanted to have it at, they said he couldn't have it there no more. And he was like, he was gonna chill, do something all day. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll see you later. I love you, Gave him whatever birthday gift I gave him, and I left. Then me and DeAndre had went to the movies first. Okay, so The whole time, y'all, the whole time while I was in the movie theater, I felt like somebody was about to shoot me. Like, I just felt like, I promise you guys, like, I felt like somebody was about to come in there and just shoot me. Like, shoot, literally. I don't know why, but I still don't, I think I know why this day. But my spirit that whole day was just not sitting right. Like, it was not sitting right. So, I felt like somebody was about to come in there and shoot me. And so, DeAndre was just like, babe, you okay? You acting a little weird, da da da. And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. But in reality, I couldn't wait for the movie was over because I was like, my heart was racing. Like, I'm like, something don't feel right. So I kept on looking at the exit doors, like, like, it's not funny, but I was looking at the exit doors, like, planning my escape just in case somebody came. Like, okay, I'm gonna grab DeAndre. I'm like, babe, let's go. Like, because I felt like somebody was about to come in there and shoot me. Then the movie finally ended, so I'm like, okay, we going out to eat. We had a dinner set somewhere else, but we didn't go. I just told him, like, let's just grab something fast and let's go home, da da da. So we went to Applebee's. And in Applebee's, I felt the same way. I felt like somebody was going to come in there and rob the place. I felt my spirit was just not right. That whole day of my brother's birthday, my spirit was not right. Like, I just felt like something. I just kept on seeing the gun. That's it. I kept on feeling the gun. I kept on feeling the presence of the gun. I kept on feeling a shot. Like, something was about to happen. I felt so, bro, how sometimes when something bad's about to happen, you can feel it. That's how I was feeling everything. Like, I could feel it. So after we what happened? So yeah, we went to Applebee's and I was feeling that, and DeAndre just kept saying, like, babe, are you okay? You're acting weird. He like, why are you looking around like that? Like, cause I kept on looking around, and I was like, I just don't feel right. So he like, okay, are you ready to go home? I'm like, yeah, let's go home. So we went home. And I'm just gonna be honest with y'all. I'm not gonna put too much of my business out there because, like, I'm just gonna be honest. But how am I say this? How can I say this without saying too much? Okay, so I did something that I was not supposed to do, and I kept on promising God that I was not gonna do it no more. And I'm gonna tell you why. And this is leading up in my story, and as in why I felt the way I feel now. But you know what? No. I'm gonna just be real with y'all. I'm gonna be real. Like, I'm gonna be real because I want y'all to know I'm real. So I end up I didn't make it to marriage for sex. My goal was to make it to marriage, and I didn't make it. I went home and I had sex, and I know I wasn't supposed to be having sex because I was like, the way I was raised, I wasn't raised to wait for marriage to sex, but it was something me and my husband wanted to do, but we were so in love with each other that it just happened. So, but we end up having sex that night because I wanted to take my mind off of what I was thinking about, like how I was feeling. So I ended up doing it, but I kept on promising God that I would stop doing that because I knew that was wrong. I knew that was wrong of me to do that. I knew I was not supposed to be doing that because I was not married, and that's just my preference. That was just my goal. I'm not saying that if you have sex before marriage it's wrong, because that's not me, because it's just that growing up and trying to be like, growing into a Christian woman, you set goals and you want to do better, and I just wanted to be a representation to people, and I just didn't make that goal. So I don't beat myself up about it. I just encourage everybody else. Like, if you keep your legs closed, keep your legs closed. If you open them, that's on you. But yeah, so we did that, and we fell asleep. So then, boom, here comes the banging on the door. So my cousin Tyreek, he ran all the way to my mom's house, because where Adrian was at, he was around the corner from my mom's house. He was at my sister's ex-fiance's house. And they used to have parties there all the time. So he ran to my mom's house. He was like, Aunt Peanut, they call my mom Peanut. She was like, Aunt Peanut, Porsha, get up, Adrian shot himself. So we like, So mind you, like, I'm rushing, putting my clothes on, trying to hurry up and get up. So I'm just like, oh my God, babe, come on. So my mom, like, she heard when her kid shot herself, she gone. So I'm like, I'm trying to get there. As soon as I get there, I just see red and blue lights, police, ambulance, all that stuff, y'all, all that stuff. So we get there and I just hear like, I'm sorry, y'all, cause I'm getting emotional, cause like I just really want to let this go. Like I don't want to hold it in no more, cause it hurts. Like it hurts, cause I don't talk about it, and like today I gotta let it go. I really gotta let it go, because it's like putting a big like it stresses me out. It puts like. Sometimes, like, I just cry, like, I'll be happy, and then I just bust out crying, like, but I don't want y'all to see me cry, because I'm strong, and I'm gonna get through this. So, and today, we letting it go. Like, I'm letting this pain and this hurt go. Excuse me, let me go get a tissue. All right, guys, I'm back. So, my client just came in. She had made me laugh and stuff. She was like, you crying? I was like, no. But no, I was crying. But I'm trying not to cry for her, because I am an emotional person. And I have like a very, very good heart. And I'm not just saying that because I'm me. I can back it up, honestly. But besides that, again. So like I said, it was all red, flashing lights. The ambulance was there, police was there. So as I got there, I pulled up, and it was literally like round the corner from my house. Like, you know how people be like, she lived round the corner from your house? Nah, this literally was round the corner from my house. But besides that, I'm sorry, I was reading it because I'm recording on my phone until I get my camera. So we went around there, and people, they were screaming. It was people outside screaming, yelling like, no. Like, and I'm just like, wait. Because in my head, Adrian, if y'all know Adrian played so much. Like, he would do the dumbest stuff. Adrian would do the dumbest things in life, but survive. So I did not think it was that bad. I'm thinking like, Lord, this boy done shot himself in the leg. He done shot himself. And I'm just thinking like he just shot himself somewhere like little, and I'm not thinking that it's this big of a deal. I'm thinking that he shot himself somewhere that he will still come out and survive. So I looked in, so I was running to the house. I was running, like, when we pulled up, I ran to the house, like, trying to get in. So the cop wouldn't let me in. She was like, ma'am, I can't let you in. I'm like, why can't you let me in? That's my brother. Let me in. My mom is right there. My mom was screaming. And, I had PTSD for a long time because things that happen, I can't get it out of my head. Like, I still, to this day, like, I still can hear my mom screaming. Like, she was like, no. Like, no, like, just screaming. I can hear it. I just see, like, my brother Jonathan, like, just snapping, like, punching stuff, like, man, what the F? I just see, like, I remember the people outside, like, praying. The girls at the party, they was on the ground, they was praying. They was like, God, please, if you give him another chance. And I'm just looking like, why y'all doing all this? Like, what's going on? So I'm like, I asked the cop, like, is he alive? She was like, ma'am, I don't know. So once she said that, I just looked like, what you mean you don't know? She was like, I don't know. She was like, just step down. So then that's when my husband came and grabbed me. He was like, babe, come on, like, it's gonna be okay. Just pray. So I'm sitting there and I'm like, God, please don't let it be, don't let it be. So I heard one of the ambulance men, like, he's breathing. So, no, at first they was telling my brother Jonathan to let him go because Jonathan was holding him in his arms while Adrian was on the ground. Like, Jonathan picked him up from off the ground. He was holding him in his arms, and he was like trying to make him breathe, like, Adrian, stay with me, stay with me. So when the ambulance family got there, they was like, man, sir, you gotta let him go. So my mom was like, John, let him go, let him go. So John finally let him go. That's when John started snapping, like, then that's when it was like he breathing. So he was breathing. So I heard that. So in my heart, I was okay. I'm like, okay, he breathing. So then when they was like, make room, you know how the ambulance do, make room, all that stuff. I gotta give y'all, when I tell a story, I gotta give y'all every detail. So it was like, make room. So then everybody made room for him to come out. And I was like, first my mom came out now, and then they brought Adrian out last. And I was like, Mom, is he breathing? And my mom was like, yeah, he breathing. She wiped her tears. She was like, he's breathing. He all right. So I'm like, okay. So, y'all, have y'all ever experienced something that it's like your heart knows the truth? Your heart knows that person is like done, but your brain and your mind doesn't want to believe that, so you don't believe that. So basically, to sum that up, what I'm saying is, when Adrian came out, when they brought Adrian out, they didn't bring him out with no white sheet. They didn't bring him out covered up. They just brought him out on the little stair, the little thing, that the pulley thing. They brought him out, and Adrian was so lifeless. Like, his arms, when they brought him out, you know, when a person's lifeless, they can't even hold their body up. Like, his hands was swinging, his mouth was open, he was crying, but he was crying tears of blood, literally tears of blood. And it's just a memory that I can't get out my head. I feel like the ambulance people was moving so slow that my husband seen a piece of Adrian's skull hanging off his head. Yes, because Adrian, if you did not know, Adrian did shoot himself in the head. What happened, I don't know. I will never know because I was not there. Did Adrian kill himself on purpose? I don't know. I will never know because I was not Adrian and I was not there. But for me to know my brother, is that something that he would do? Absolutely not. But is that something that happened? Yes. It was his hands that took his life. And what we know, was it purposely done or not? It was so many stories that, you know, he was playing with the gun. And if you know Adrian always played with guns. So it wasn't surprising to me that somebody told me he was playing with a gun and it happened. So that's why I always doubt that my brother took his life purposely. I just feel like it was just his time. It's God's timing. Like, God gave Adrian chance after chance after chance. Adrian done did so many things that he should have been dead a long time ago, but God saved him. So I'm just learning to accept all this. What I was saying. So yeah, the ambulance is moving so slow. So I told my mom, like, hey Mom, go get in the back of the ambulance truck, right? And she was like, okay. So we was like, we're gonna meet you at the hospital. So I'm like, we driving and I'm praying, y'all. And when I tell y'all I'm praying. I'm like, God, do this for me, do this for my family, do this for my brother, give him another chance, God. Like, I'm just praying. I'm like, God, if you do this, I promise you I will never ever open my legs again. I would never, until I'm like, open my legs till I get married, because that was really a goal that I wanted to reach and stuff. And you know, the Bible says you don't supposed to have sex without marriage. So I can't tell you the exact scripture, but it's somewhere in there. You gotta go look for it though. But besides that, like, and like I said, I'm not 100% perfect because I still do stuff that God do not like, but I'm trying, and God knows my heart. And like I'm saying, like, as I grow, I'm learning to realize these things was not my fault, because for a long time I felt like my brother's death was my fault because what I did. But I'm gonna get there. So, yeah. So we drive to the hospital, and I get there and I'm like, hey, is Adrian Rhodes here? He just got brought in. He was on an ambulance, and the lady was like, yeah, he's in. I'm like, yeah, my mom is back there with him. She was like, yeah, y'all be able to see him in a second. So when she told me that, y'all don't understand how happy I was like, thank you, Lord, thank you, God, because I'm like, thank you, God, because I was praying. So, and God never failed me when I prayed. Like, every time I prayed, God never failed me. And even though I felt like he failed me this time, it was just a lesson to learn of my faith and my belief in him. But like I was saying, I was praying and stuff, and when I got there, the lady was like, yeah, my mom's back there, we'll be able to go back there in a minute. So I'm like, okay, cool. So I'm sitting there, and guess what, y'all? Guess what? My mom walks through the front door of the hospital. So I look like, Mom, what are you doing? What are you doing coming through the front of the door of the hospital? And she was like, she was like, they told me I couldn't get on the ambulance. So I'm like, what? They told you couldn't get on the ambulance? So, you know, if you don't know this, but if the ambulance people know that a person is not going to make it, they're not going to let a family member get up there, because the way that they will react to them not making it. So if they know that for sure, they're not going to let you get up there. Or if it's like bloody trauma or something, they're not gonna let you get up there, because they need to do the work. They don't need you in the way. So when I'm like, I looked at the lady like, I thought you said my mom was back there. They was like, well, she was like, well, you'll be able to see him in a second. You'll be able to see him in a second. So we just sitting there, everybody just sitting there, me, my aunts, my husband, everybody sitting there, people coming in, you know, family coming up to the hospital. So the lady was like, ma'am, I'm gonna have to put y'all in another room. So she put us in this little square room, you know, the room. So she put us in another room, and she was just like, is any more of your family coming? And we're like, yeah. She was like, okay, if they come, just tell them come to this room. So I'm like, okay. So my aunt kept on saying, she was just like, man, something not right about this room. Something not right about this room. And we was sitting there like, everybody's quiet, like we just waiting. So as the doctors was walking up, they were laughing and they're playing. So I'm just like, man, they about to bring us some good news. Because you know, when people joking and playing around, it's nothing but laughter and nothing but joy. So you thinking that you had to get some good news. They didn't look sad. They looked so excited. So the lady came in there and she was like, I'm sorry to tell you, but unfortunately, there's nothing we could do for him. He has departed or something. She said some word. She had said some word. And I was like, well, what you mean by that? And I was like, you mean he did? And she was like, yes, ma'am, he has passed on. So, you know, my mom crying, she's going crazy because it's her son. And I just sat there in so much shock, because I'm just like, well, God, I just prayed to you. Like, I'm just like, and at this point, I began to have my disbelief about God. And I'm going to tell you what that did to me. I'm going to tell you what that does to you when you question God and when you dishonor God and you do all that stuff, everything I said to him. Like, I'm going to tell you what he put me through. Okay, so boom. So Adrian's dead. So, you know, everybody's snapping. Like, Sister Adrian, you know, I went out the hospital. I got on my knees on the ground. I was crying, like, because I was hurt. Still is hurt to this day. But I was really, really hurt that day. I was in so much shock. And I just remember my sister-in-law at the time, she got on the ground with me. And she was like, Porsha, is Mummy okay? Like, I remember her walking into the hospital, and I immediately grabbed her, and I was crying. I was crying so bad because I was hurt, y'all. And I told her, like, he gone. And she was in so much shock. Like, she was in shock. Everybody was just in shock. And I remember my husband, like, y'all, let me tell y'all something about my husband. My husband been there with me through everything. That boy been riding for the longest. But I'm going to tell y'all everything. I'm going to tell y'all, let me tell y'all something. my brother and my husband was so freaking close. And my husband, I never seen my husband drop one tear. I never seen it. And my husband would, because my husband won't show me his weakness like that, because he know he got to be strong for me. But I'm going to tell y'all what happened between me and my husband that pushed his buttons too, because everything I was going through. So, yeah. So everybody came to the hospital, boom. We announced that Adrian was gone. Okay. So that same day, like 2 days after that, was the first time I tried to kill myself. So now, once in my life have I ever, I'm 21 years old. At 20 years old was the first time I ever tried to kill myself, y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all how God saved me. So all my family was there, and it was about 2 days after, almost 2 days, yeah, not 2 days, but last day, a day and a half, almost 2 days after Adrian died. And I was dirty, didn't want to take a bath, I didn't want to eat. When you love somebody that much that lose you, you could care how you look, how you smell. You don't care. You don't care about none of that stuff. So my family forced me to get in the shower, not because I stinked or nothing, but because I needed to take care of myself. At the end of the day, you have to take care of yourself still, even though that hurt is still there. So I went, and I'm just like, well, I'm planning something. So the whole time after my brother died, I heard a person crying, yelling for my help. Like, Porsha, it was like a dark person. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all, I couldn't see the person's face. I could not never see their face. I seen their backside, but their backside was shaped just like my brother's. And I seen their head was shaped just like my brother's. And he was crying, but he was in the dark. And he was like, I'm alone, I need you. I'm alone, I need you. I'm alone, I need you. Come with me. But I seen another person, and the other person was like, what'd he say? He was like, I'm okay. It was a white figure, like an angel. And it was like, I'm okay. But how many people know that a person that is hurt will grab your attention more than a person that is happy? Because the person that is happy got that everything they want. They don't need you for nothing. But that hurt person is going to grab your attention because you want to help them. And I'm the type of person that I want to help everybody. That's always been my problem. I try to help everybody when I need to help myself. So I'm like, I gotta help him. But the only way I could help him if I was going to kill myself. That's the only way I could be with him. And that was the devil talking in my ear, like, well, the only way you can get there is if you kill yourself. So I'm just like, okay, well, how am I gonna kill myself? I never tried to kill myself before. What am I gonna do? So if y'all know me, y'all know I do my eyebrows and stuff. So I will always razor my eyebrows. I seen the razor, and I was like, well, I'm going to go take a bubble bath. And sometimes I watch plenty of movies of people killing themselves, whether it was fake or it was real. And I'm just like, well, if I cut my wrist in the bathtub, I bleed out slowly, but it won't be such a painful death. Because I didn't want to do nothing painful, something that I had to, gas up for air for and stuff. I just wanted something that will kill me. Just something that I just wanted to kill myself. Something quick, or something that I can just kill myself, period. So, guys, I wasn't thinking about nobody when I was doing this but Adrian. I was being real stubborn, and I won't think about how hurt anybody else would be at this point when I was trying it. So, I'm getting my stuff ready and stuff, not letting nobody see nothing that I'm doing. Like, I'm like, okay, I'm about to take a shower. Nobody paying me no mind. Like, they think I'm just grabbing my towel and stuff. Like, so as I began to succeed with my little plan, No, I'm not gonna say my plan, because that's not my plan. That's the devil's plan. So as I began to succeed with the devil's plan, I walked to the bathroom, and as I was walking to the bathroom, my mom called my name. And my mom said, Porsha. And I said, yes. And I'm trying to tell you how close I was if my mom would never call my name. My mom said, Porsha, and I said, yes. She said, I love you. That's all my mom said to me. And after she said, I love you, I looked at my mom and I said, I love you too. Like, I can't do this. Like, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So I just went in the bathroom and I cried. I cried. I still took my shower and stuff, but I cried. I cried because I just told myself, if I kill myself, that lady in there is going to be hurt worse than what she already is now. And I could not leave my mama. My mom needed a backbone. And at that point, I was her backbone. So I could not leave my mom like that. I could not leave my mom. And she was like, she was just telling me, like, so I just ended it. So I didn't do it. Basically, I didn't do it. That was the first time. So me and my sister, my mom was too weak to plan my brother's funeral. She couldn't do it because that's her son. I mean, that's the average mom. You lose your son. My mom was very strong, but she could not do it. That was her first time losing a child. Hopefully that's her only time. So me and my sister had to plan my brother's funeral, and I had no time to cry because planning a funeral is not as easy as people think it is. And it was really, really hard for me to plan my brother's funeral and try to get through everything, try to keep a smile on my face. But I always been the type of person, before even my brother died, I always been the type of person that keeps a smile on my face in my pain. And I would never show it to nobody. Never show it to nobody. So that's when what happened, yeah. So that happened, and we got through the funeral and everything. And after the funeral was over, like I always say, once the funeral is gone, everybody's gone too. So all the people that was there for you through the week of the funeral and stuff, they're gone. They're gone. So at that point, I finally had time to grieve. Like, I had time to show how hurt I was. Like, I would sit in my room and cry, and my husband would hold me, and he would never tell me that, he never told me stop crying, you gotta be better, you gotta get through it. He would tell me let it go. He said, let it go, babe. He was like, cause you got a lot of hurt in you. He'll say, let it go, and he'll let me cry. I'm trying to tell y'all, DeAndre would let me cry on him. His shirt would turn white and look like he done dipped into a bucket of water. I'm trying to tell you, like, that's how much I cried. And I would cry myself to sleep. I would wake up in the morning, I would cry. I didn't stay at my mom's house for like 2 weeks. I think almost a month after the funeral, because I was so used to my brother's presence. Like, I was so used to there. I went to stay at my sister's house. Like, I didn't want to stay there. I didn't want to stay there. And I just want to say one thing about my mom. Till this day, she don't know I tried to kill myself. I never told her. I had never told her. If she ever watched my YouTube, she'll know. But I just want to say, Mom, not only God saved my life, but you saved my life too, because she only said 3 words to me. And if y'all know me, if everybody know me, everybody know my mama means the world to me. My mama is my heart. Like, that's my heart. That's my heartbeat. That's my soul. Like, so, because that's the only parent I had. I didn't have a dad raising me. I didn't have none of that stuff. I had a stepdad for a little while. He came and he kind of drifted off too, and my father was locked up my whole life, so I didn't have that person. I only had my mama. So my mom means everything to me. So those 3 words saved my life, and that's why I never ever forget that day. She don't know that she saved my life from saying them 3 words. But back then, like I said, I didn't stay home. And when I finally went home, everybody was like, Porsha, you gotta go home, you gotta get through it, you can do this, da da da. They was telling me like, you got this, you got this. So I'm like, no, I don't want to go home, because mind you, in the house I did do hair, so I had clients all the time. But my brother was always there. When I woke up in the morning, I had somebody to talk to. Now imagine you waking up in the morning, now you in a big giant house by yourself. And well, my house not giant, but it was big enough. But you in a big house by yourself, nobody to talk to, and you still, that person's spirit is still flowing in that house. And everywhere you look, you see a remembrance of that person. That's hard to go back to. It's really, really hard. So, but I had to do it, and I tried, and I thought I was strong at that point when I was not. And I started to have my disbelief in God. That's why I messed up at, because I questioned God, and I said, God, why would you do this? Why would you do this? And I said, God, are you even real? Like, I would question, like, are you even real? And forgetting everything that God has done for me, because this one thing that happened, I forgot everything that God has done for me in the past to question, was he real at this point? When I've been blessed so many times, and I done prayed about so much stuff back when and then, and it happened for me. But as soon as I lose somebody that I love the most, or something happened to me that I really don't like, that I prayed to God about, that I didn't want to happen, and it happened, I questioned him, and I threw dirt on his name, basically. And I did that. I'm going to admit it. I did that. I said, you're not real. I don't believe in you. I was so mad at God. I said, I'm just so mad at you. I said all that stuff about God. And you know what he did to me? I'm going to tell y'all. He taught me a lesson. That's why in the Bible, when it say don't question God, don't do it. Because I don't want y'all to go through what I went through. But in the Bible, it also says God would never put more on you that you're able to bear, that you're not able to bear, excuse me. So you can, everything that happens to you, it happens for a reason. And it happens so that you'll be able to tell somebody else that's going through the same thing that you went through, get through it, okay? That's why everything happens to you. And I learned that because as soon as my brother died, one of my friends' brother died. And then one of my friends' brother died. And they came to me and they said, Porsha, how is you getting through it? And I had to tell them that I had to lean on God more. I had to depend on God more. I had to keep my faith, because it's just a test of faith. Everything we go through is a test of faith. Your life is a testimony. Your life is going to help somebody else's life. Point blank, period. It's just, your life is a testimony. And I just went through so much after the fact that my brother died. And that's because I questioned God the way I questioned him. Ignorant. Very ignorant. Disrespectful. Rude. Like, but y'all, I mean, I don't want to make this video too long. I think I'm going to do a part 2 of my story time of losing my brother, because I don't want to make this video too long. I want y'all to tell me how y'all like this one. I hope I encourage somebody. This is not really the good part. This is just a part of what I went through, my experience with my brother died, and the first time I tried to kill myself. Now, mind y'all, I tried to kill myself 3 times. And I'm going to go ahead and put the second time in this video, because it's another person that I want to talk about. So, for the second time, so like I said, I went home after that month, right? And I went home and I was laying in my bed. And the day before, I had a headache, so I took some pills. And this is my first day being home back after my brother died, because I stopped. You remember I told you I stopped staying at I stopped doing everything. Hair, I just stopped. I didn't want to do nothing. I was depressed. So I went home and I took some pills because my head was hurting and put me to sleep. So boom, I'm asleep. As I'm sleeping, my husband gets up to go to work. He's going to work. At this point, I'm in the house by myself. My mom's back at work now. I'm in the house by myself. So I'm sitting there, I wake up, and it starts to happen again. I hear the person crying. I see him crying in the corner, black. Then I see the happy person over here. And you know, let me tell y'all something crazy though. Like, right? Let me tell y'all something crazy. And this is how the devil really works. The person that was crying in the dark with their body turned backwards, I could not see. But the angel, I could see him. I could see my brother's face as the angel. I lied to y'all not. I would not get up here and lie. I mean, I really want to do this YouTube stuff. I don't care about the money or anything, but I want to tell y'all the truth. And I'm going to let this go today. But the person I seen with the white, I seen my brother. I seen my brother's face. I could see him. I could see Adrian. I know I keep saying it, but I could see him. And I could not see that person in the dark. But that person in the dark was getting to me so bad. And it looked like my brother's body. And that's what got me. Because the devil can shape you. The devil can be you. The devil can do stuff like that. He can get in your head, but it's up to you to let him. And God will not let him get further than whatever God wants him to get. I promise you. I promise you. But, I'm sorry. I'm texting my clients back. Trying to text my clients back and do this too. It started happening again. I was sitting there, I was crying, I was doing all that stuff. And something said, well, just come on. Something said, let me tell you how the devil works. Something said, you're here by yourself now. Nobody's able to stop you. That's exactly what it said. I promise you, that's exactly. So, and you know, sometimes when the devil talks to you, you'll talk to yourself, but that's the devil talking to you. You thinking all them wicked things. And I'm thinking like, yeah, you know what? I'm here by myself. Nobody can stop me now. I'm coming. I'm like, I'm coming, Adrian. I'm coming. I'm like, but how am I going to kill myself this time? This time I did not want to move. I didn't want to get up in my bed. I wanted to stay there. So the pills were sitting right there in front of my face. They were sitting right there. I was going to take every last pill in them bottles, praying that I would kill myself, praying that I would die. And guess what? Before I could do it, guess who called me? Guess who called me this time? This time, my mother-in-law called me. And I didn't answer. She called me 2 times. And I didn't answer. No, I don't know if she called me 1 time, 2 times, but I think she called me 2 times and I didn't answer, or one or the other. I answered, but I ended up answering. So I'm like, Lordy, I'm sorry, y'all. DeAndre just called. Okay, so where was that? Dang. He made me forget. Oh, no, I didn't forget. Okay, so I was sitting on my bed. My mother-in-law called. That's where I was at. So my mother-in-law calls. Hold on, y'all. I didn't even say hello. I was quiet. So she was like, Porsha. And I was like, yes. You know, I was crying, so I was talking low. She was like, Porsha. And I was like, yes, excuse me. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was quiet because I'm not going to say I'm about to kill myself. So she was like, the Spirit of God told me that you're about to do something that you don't supposed to be doing. I promise y'all, my mother-in-law called me and said this. I did not call her, and I did not tell her that I was about to kill herself. She called me. And she said, the Spirit of God told me that you're about to do something that you're not supposed to be doing. And mind you, my mother-in-law was at work. And when my mother-in-law is at work, she does not call nobody. Nobody. You can text her. She may or may not text you back, but she will not call you. Not at work. My mother-in-law takes her job serious. So, and this the thing, this how you know it's God, because he went through her to deliver the message to come save me. And she was just like, Porsha, I need you to put down whatever you got in your hand. Put it down. She's like, I need you to get up out your bed and I need you to come to her house. And it was just crazy. It was crazy, y'all, how she just called me out of the blue, knowing what I'm about to do. But that's, God will deliver a message to somebody else. And she knew that. My mother-in-law knew that. And that's why I have so much respect for my mother-in-law. And that's why I have so much love for her, because what I went through and how she saved my life. Her and my mom, they are my hearts. I will love them forever. I will make sure they have the world. I will give them every dime I got if I got to, because they saved my life. They really saved my life. Y'all don't understand. How in the world are you just going to call somebody and say, what are you doing? You're about to kill yourself. Like, how do you know that? And for a long time, to this day, I'm just like, God is really real, because how did she know that? How did she know that? How did she know that? And I said, and I couldn't say I'm not about to do it, because I bust out crying, because I knew I was about to do it. I knew I was about to do it. But my mother-in-law saved my life, bro. She saved my life. Her and my mom, they saved my life. That's why they got the utmost respect for me, because to this day, my mother-in-law knows she saved my life, because it was told to her by God. My mother-in-law know that I was about to commit suicide, because it was told to her by God. My mom still doesn't know to this day, and I don't want to tell her, because the way she's grieving. But one day I'm gonna tell her, Mama, you saved my life. And I told my mother-in-law, you saved my life, because I was going to do that. And it was words of encouragement. My mom said 3 words was, I love you. My mother-in-law told me how much she loved that day. She told me how much she loved me, how smart I was. Why would I hurt she was like, you want to do that to your mom? You want to do that to me? You want to do that to your husband? Like, she was just telling me, reminding me of these people that care about me so much, that if I leave and do this stuff and hurt myself, I'm not thinking about who else I'm hurting. And I'm not thinking about my mom just lost a child and I'm going to do this to myself. Not thinking about that stuff. I'm being stubborn, because I'm thinking that I'm about to go somewhere to my brother when I'm going nowhere but to hell with the devil. So that was the second time I tried to kill myself. There's one more time, but y'all gonna have to get that in part 2 of my testimony. And I'm going to end it right here, because from here on out, it starts to happen about like everything I started going through when I started losing stuff and all this stuff. And I'm gonna do that for y'all. And yeah, and about the little sex thing too, I'm gonna just tell y'all, for a long time I never wanted to be touched, because I thought, because I did what I did, Adrian died. I thought because I promised God that I would stop doing something, that I would end up waiting, that I would eventually wait for marriage. I told him I'm gonna stop, because I'm like, God, I'm gonna stop, I'm gonna wait for marriage. And I kept doing it. And I thought Adrian died because I opened my legs. And you might be like, girl, you're stupid for thinking that. But you don't think like that when you do something and you promise God that you're going to stop doing it and something happens, you feel like it's all your fault. You feel like this is why this happened. I felt like this is why God didn't answer my prayer. But yeah. But guys, stay tuned for part 2. This story just gets better and better. This testimony gonna get better and better and better. Like I said, today we're letting this all go. I vow right now, and I'm letting it go. I'm letting it go. It might not, like, I'm going to my brother's grave site later because we're having a balloon release, and I'll show you guys that. But stay tuned, and I love you guys, and thank you for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to this video. Make sure you share it with a friend. Part 2 is coming, and just stay tuned. Peace.
Hold on, April 17, 2020?
Let me
hold on. Bro. That's a whole long, bro. I don't think that's it, is it?
Adrian went before that person. That ain't about a whole year ago.
It's all good.
Juju, happy birthday. We love you, Wade. Woo! Dang, Juju, you're not gonna let me live. Look at him.
I bet all y'all would have ran if the plane came down.
What happened?
Look at the birds.
They better not. That's what.
They're not, because you.